Hello, hello. Welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Matt.
On today's episode, we're talking about Kilchoman and their Machir Bay single malt Scotch whiskey. Don't you forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Matt, why don't you tell me a little bit about this Kilchoman here?
All right. Kilchoman, another Islay distillery. In fact, the newest Islay distillery that's currently producing. Ardentho is there, but they don't have anything in the market yet because that's from 2019, so they can't legally have anything else. All right, so this is Kilchoman. So this is the newest distillery technically making whiskey on the island. This is 2005, the first one in 125 years. If you count distilleries that are currently open, which would have been between Bunnahabhain and Bruichladdich is when this since then. Now, Malt Mill did open in 1908, but they closed in 1962. So, and they're also kind of got part of Lagavulin, so there we don't really technically count them as far as the way their age thing goes. With that's the technical cases here, but hey, whatever. All right, so anyway, it's a fairly distillery. It is the only single farm Scottish distillery in Scotland that everything supposedly goes from their farm into this. So that's kind of true. It's a nice story. But anyway, they have 2,000 acres on this farm. It was started by Anthony and Kathy Wills and their three sons joined them eventually when it started getting big. So good for them. It is on the ruins of a Kilchoman Church is what it surrounds. They have 250 acres of barley that are grown there on site. They also have a flock of black sheep and Aberdeen Angus cattle on the property, so that's kind of cool. So each year, sort of 200 tons of barley a year. They only have 7 distillers that use malting floors, and this is one of them still left in Scotland. Then they use peat, which is ocean soak, which is about half a mile away in Machir Bay. It's where the peat comes from, so cool. It's also one of the smallest in Scotland. Their own barley is peated to 20 ppm, and this is the part where it's still Islay, but they also get peat from Port Ellen, which is where a lot of the ones that Islay get theirs because they have a malting floor at Port Ellen, and now it's 50 ppm like Ardbeg. They have 2 wash stills, 2 spirit stills. Now, the things about this cool is that their line arm is almost horizontal. It's like they have a super high reflux. They want as much reflux in there as possible, whereas a lot of them, when you go up like this just goes like this. So they have lots and lots of copper contacts. Now, they do get all their barrels. Their ex-bourbon are all Buffalo Trace, and all their ex-sherry is from Bodega Miguel Martin. They also use, in their experimental series, sauternes, red wine, rum, port, madeira, and cognac. Everything is aged and bottled on site. So that's part. So technically, yes, is Islay, but the only part that doesn't come from this, some does, when they need extra stuff, they get it from Port Ellen. So other than that, very nice story. I do like it, though. So this one is Machir Bay, 46%. I do love this sexy bottle, though. This is probably one of my favorite Scotch bottles. I mean, look at all the cool. It's got a cool coin on it. It's got this cool thing at the bottom. It's even got the freaking embossing here. It's just really freaking cool. They've done a really nice job. They used to have some really simple ones, but yeah, this is a really nice bottle. I really enjoy it, and I'm just glad I was able to come up with all sorts. But this is their mainstay. This is the first thing you can pretty much find on the market from them. If you're gonna find something that one Kilchoman store carry is Machir Bay, and maybe nothing else. But Specs, thankfully in Texas, carries tons of Kilchoman products. So if you can go to Specs in Texas, you can get lots of different ones. But if you're like Total Wine, all they have is Machir Bay, and that's about it. So it's just the way they have distribution set up in this country. All right, so like I said, this one's 46%. It's a half a mile from the distillery is the actual Machir Bay, which is a 2-mile long, considered one of those beautiful beaches in Islay. And so this one is made in mostly ex-bourbon and a little bit of ex-sherry casks. And let's see what we think of this beautiful whiskey. Oh, it smells wonderful. That's all you need to know. Oh, no. Crazy citrus, lemongrass, lemon lime on this.
Very grassy and hay-like.
Yeah.
Then some fruit starts to show up, a little bit of cherry and bright red fruits. And then the back into citrus is where my nose is going.
Yeah. Then you start getting to that.
Very bright.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely young. There is no age statement on it. We know it has to be at least 3 years old because Scotch requires to be at least 3 years old. A lot of their original products were 3 years. I'm guessing the color, it's maybe 5 to 6 max. I don't think it's any older than that. We shall see. Who knows? They haven't said. I think the oldest product they even have in the market is 9 years old, something like that. So there's not a whole lot of older stuff from these guys. But yeah, it does have this really nice, like a vanilla cream with some butterscotch, even like a cream puff. But then it's got that wet vegetation, wet campfire, a little bit of bacon grease on top with some like cured or smoked ham.
See, I'm getting that wet campfire, but I'm getting like wet campfire that's burning over a sheet of stainless steel. Like I'm smelling the steel as well.
Yeah, there is that little steel note. Interesting.
And the only thing that I can really kind of put my nose to it right now is a grain as a grain heavy blend instead of a malt heavy blend.
No, it's not a malt; it's a single malt.
I understand that, but
I'm getting that.
I'm getting that note that I get in Jameson, that shiny metal.
Oh, okay.
That I typically just associate with, column stilled grain whiskey.
Interesting. I'm not finding that, but that's okay. That's a plus in my life.
Starting to find a little bit of the medicinal notes, a little bit of the iodine, and a little bit of like soot.
Yeah.
I can't go so far as to say smoky.
I can see like sheet metal, maybe.
Yeah.
I could see, but like old, clean steel.
Oh, that's weird. I'm getting a grape marker.
A grape, like the flavor grape, like a
scented marker, a grape scented marker, purple marker.
Huh. Okay.
That's interesting.
That is an interesting pickup. Okay, I could see. I kind of get like that felt tip. I could see that. Okay. All right. Let's see how it tastes. Much more peaty on the taste than on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Way more ash.
And much more oily and viscous on the palate as well. Much thicker than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, same thing. It's non-chill filtered. It's 46%.
Okay. That shows up. That thickness, that viscousness shows up on the palate.
Absolutely. A lot of nice peat in there. A little lemon, vanilla custard, black pepper, that brine. It's really nice and briny.
Yeah.
Smoked like a smoked brisket or something like that would be really good. Some cured ham, even a little poached fish. This is really much more meaty than the nose would. Like you said, the nose is more this fruity, citrusy thing, whereas this is much heavier, more that. And I don't know how much of like that Port Ellen stuff is in here, or how much is just theirs. It doesn't really say. But like I said, the website doesn't disclose it. I just found it looking around, so it's interesting. But
I agree with you. I'm getting more of an umami tone on the palate than I am at all on the nose. I'm not finding that even going back.
I have to go back and see some of those bottles I've never opened. There's some like the 5th and 6th edition Islay, 100% Islay barleys. Obviously, it would still include Port Ellen, but maybe those are just their farm, and those are the 20 TPM. I have never opened. We can compare them to at some point in time. Either way, this is a really good whiskey, and for $50, you really can't beat it either. So I think it's like 47, usually something like it's not expensive either. So and there's a lot of really, really good Kilchomans out there that I have, 10 or 11 of them we'll get to try at some point. So we have lots of them to go through. Okay. But we got to start with the standard one. It only makes sense to start at the base.
Yeah. It doesn't taste. It tastes, like I was saying, much thicker and richer than I was expecting it to on the nose, or based on the nose. The palate is much richer, much more viscous, much more clingy. I enjoyed the palate much more than I enjoyed the nose. I just dropped in some water.
Yeah, I agree. The palate's way better than the nose. The nose is misleading to the massive amount of peat that ends up coming out. Now, this is just theirs. Hey, great. I mean, this is 20, then it's awesome. But to me, it seems like that's higher than 20.
A drop of water actually rounds things out a little bit.
Yeah.
Pulls things together, makes things more cohesive and more of a rich, round journey across your palate. That's actually, I actually prefer that much more with the drop of water.
Okay.
The peat comes together with the citrus, and it travels together across your palate as opposed to two, separate waves coming at you.
Yeah. Does the nose improve with the drop of water, or about the same?
I'm not smelling a difference.
Okay. It's just the taste. Well, that's good then.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
So there may be some things upwards of 6 years in there.
Oh yeah, I think there is. I think, based on the color, I think it's probably about 5 or 6 is my guess. But who knows? Doesn't say. It's too pale, and also could be the sherry cask too. And that's like I think it's like an 8-to-1 ratio, something like that. That's what I was reading somewhere in there. Who knows? All I know is it's delicious, and that's all that matters.
Fair enough, man.
And then, like I said, there's lots more Kilchomans coming. And they're all really fun and really good. I've yet to meet a Kilchoman I don't like. There's just varying degrees of awesomeness.
I'll take that.
So, like I said, this is the base one, so it only gets better from here.
Well, I'm looking forward to more of them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you don't miss our reviews. We're also live every Monday night, so come check us out there. Until next time, keep on crusading for better whiskey in your glass. Cheers.
Yeah, this was the one I had for the longest and couldn't find any. Then finally, with Daniel and Andrew in the vault, that's when I found all the other Kilchomans, and they're amazing. And that's why there's lots of them here. It's their fault.
Mm-hmm.